Guy! Where are you?
Hello, Mr. Gavin. Right now, I'm cleaning my house.
What? Cleaning? You kidding me? Everyone's at the office except you.
At the office? Today is Sunday, right? Was there some kind of emergency?
You didn't know? Today we have a barbecue with Tom from IT company.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know about it. I'll go there immediately.
Yes, whatever. We're gonna get in the car now and go. By the time you get here, it'll be too late. You really are useless, aren't you? There are certain basic responsibilities that come with being a human being. You think that just showing up to work is enough? Well, you do, don't you?
No, I just really didn't know about the plans for today. I'm really sorry. All right, well, it's been half a year since you joined us, and I've got to ask you. Have you been communicating properly with your coworkers?
I've been trying my best, yes.
So then why didn't you know about the plans for today?
You know what? Screw it. Did you know you're the only one at our company without a proper education? No wonder you don't mix well with everyone else. Even still, it's surprising. I only hired you because you came recommended by Steve. He's famous in our industry. I had no idea I would get someone who didn't even graduate from high school. Even if you could do your job. No high school diploma? Our reputation would be in the gutter if people found out.
I'm really sorry.
I'm not attacking you, don't get me wrong. You probably just didn't graduate because your family is a poor or something, right? Honestly, I want to be charitable towards people like you with no hope of success. The thing is, my company is full of people from top-tier colleges. Naturally, since I'm the one who chose them. I'm planning to more than double our employees, and frankly, I want nothing but elites here. I don't know if you're gonna make the cut.
I'll do my best to not get in the way then.
Trust me, I'm not expecting anything special from you. Just make sure you earn your salary's worth. Hey, Guy! Why did you decide by yourself to go ahead with the task?
Hello, Mr. Gavin. Sorry, what is this about?
I didn't give the go-ahead in the chat, so why'd you start working on it?
There was no reply in the chat, so yesterday I asked you directly and you said to go ahead with it.
Really? I said that? What? So it's my fault now? You're gonna blame the boss for something that you did?
No! I mean...
Sometimes in business there are cases if he said, she said. That's why at our company we handle things in chat. Asking directly just because you didn't get a reply in chat, it's completely out of line.
Yes, but... There was no answer in the chat, so... Even though I asked twice in chat...
I'm the boss. Do you understand that? I'm not here only to deal with you. There's something called priorities. So don't be surprised if sometimes I can't respond right away.
I'm really sorry.
This really sucks, honestly. You know what? I'm done. Just stop coming to work, please. Just seeing your face is going to make me angry.
So I'm fired.
Yup. Since your work attitude is awful, we have a proper reason for it. We don't need useless people here.
Really? Okay. I get it.
Oh, you get it? Wonderful. So glad you're finally understanding things.
Actually, I'm glad to. I was getting tired of you being so rude. It's actually perfect timing.
Perfect timing?
Yes. Actually, I've been thinking of starting my own company.
Well, I guess the timing is perfect for both of us then. By the way, you actually think that a company started by someone who didn't even graduate high school is going to succeed? And I hate to say it, but no one even likes you. Someone who can't even get along with coworkers, starting their own company. You do realize you were getting left out all this time, right?
Yes, I do. But the only person who was doing that to me was you.
Then why were you by yourself all the time? No one talking to you at lunch. If there was an employee event, you were always the only one not there. If people actually liked you, you would have found out about the events, right?
That was all you're doing behind the scenes. I know you were trying to get me to quit. Whenever you weren't around, the other staff were actually really nice to me.
Quit with the bluffing. See you later, you poor, uneducated loser. Oh, by the way, don't tell anyone you work here, okay? The idea that we hired someone like you is pretty embarrassing. Hey, Kai. What did you do? Suddenly all my employees quit.
All of them? Congratulations!
I'm asking what you did. Every single employee, all 6 of them are gone. How did you trick them into leaving?
Please don't say it like that. Everyone was looking for another job. I was only giving them some advice. Then they asked if they could join my company. All of them are working for me now.
What? For you? Why would they work for you? I get it. You must have paid them extra to join you.
No! Actually, I didn't.
It doesn't matter. Thanks to you, I'm actually in a lot of trouble now. The way things are, I won't be able to deliver anything on time. They're using up their paid vacations and not coming into the office. Give me back my damn employees now.
It's really not my decision to make. Everyone quit for their own reasons. For example, that you orchestrated some sly plot to harass them. That you were aggressive and forceful, not paying their overtime. Or that you made them bring you groceries or clean your house on their days off. Who would go back to a boss like that?
Listen, I think you've gotten a bit overconfident since starting out on your own. Don't think that you're going to survive with that attitude. I have a lot of connections. There's a lot more trust in me than with someone like you came from nowhere. Out of respect to Steve, I have been quiet up until now, but now I'm going to tell him everything.
Okay.
Huh? You're fine with that?
I mean, Steve is my brother.
What? Wait a second. Steve is your brother?
Yep,
But your last name's...
he's my half-brother. We have the same mother. Also, I helped him a bit when he started his company. Even though I didn't graduate from high school, I'm good at programming and web development.
So why the heck did you join my company?
Because I wanted more office experience. I think my brother and friends probably only gave me work out of kindness, so I wasn't confident when it came to starting my own company. Then my brother told me someone he knows is starting a company and I should try to get a job there. So that's how I came to suffer through this ridiculous experience with you.
Seriously? I had no idea you were his brother.
I know, right?
To tell you the truth, I actually had a reason for being tough on you. I guess I wanted to teach you how hard the real world is. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I was only trying to help. When your brother introduced you to me, he said to just fire you if you weren't useful to me. So that's basically what I was planning.
I see. So it was really my brother's instructions.
Well, not really. I wasn't just following his instructions.
Well, for me, it's all in the past, so I really don't care anymore. I don't think I'm going to be gossiping about you to my brother either.
Well, there you go. Steve's brother is exceptional after all. Hey, I know you could be very forgiving. So I want to ask something of you, if that's okay. Is there nothing you could do to help my current situation? Like, maybe you can convince my employees to come back?
Oh, wow! I don't know. Little me who hasn't even graduated from high school.
No, come on! This is something that only you can do, Kai. I honestly apologize for everything that's happened. So, I'm asking politely. Can you help?
I understand.
You understand?
I don't want your customers to find themselves in trouble, so. Okay.
Really? That's really great. Thank you.
And in exchange for that, all of your company's work will be transferred over to my company.
What? You're trying to take over my company?
Taking over. That's not the right phrase. Let's just say that you're handing it off to me.
It's the same thing. Don't mess with me. Who the heck would hand their company over to you?
Well, you can't manage it on your own, can you? It's best that you just close your business and leave the rest to me. Oh, and I think you should begin to relearn things again from the start. For example, people skills.
Ultimately, Gavin found himself unable to rectify his circumstances. Just before his company was about to make deliveries to its customers, he came to my office pleading for help. I'm certain he didn't anticipate his entire workforce resigning simultaneously. However, that's the extent to which they were fed up with Gavin's conduct. In my situation, it boiled down to straightforward harassment regarding my lack of high school graduation. When it came to his preferred employees, he would frequently contact them during their scheduled time off. It appears he genuinely believed that individuals would find joy in being included in such a manner. Naturally, this was nothing more than exasperating for everyone except him. I believe there's nothing amiss with the boss attempting to cultivate a friendship with an employee. Nevertheless, there comes a juncture where a boundary must be established to uphold the employer-employee dynamic. Following this incident, Gavin found himself unable to place trust in anyone anymore. He relocated back in with his parents, and from what it seems, he never ventures outside the house. In spite of all that transpired, I'm grateful that I gained the confidence to launch my own business, partly due to Gavin's influence. Essentially, I appreciate that he aided me in acquiring valuable office experience. I'm certain I'll never be able to erase him from my memory. As an example of what
Mom, I just want to say thank you because of everything you did yesterday. It's a very good chance because I could meet all our relatives after a long time and it really helped me feel whole again being around them.
Haha, you don't have to say that with me, 'cause I just done what my baby son begged me. And I know you are the one told me to do it.
Mom, please let Mark know that I am grateful as well.
Yes, of course you have to say that to him, 'cause you told him that I had to invite you here in the first place. He is wondering why I invited all my other sons' wives except you. My baby boy is so tolerant and kind to ask me if I had forgotten to let you know to come. Actually, you know that I really didn't want to invite you over to our house, but it seems that I had no other choice but to be a little forgiving to you.
Yes, after all, despite the truly reason is, thank you for inviting me anyway. Even if it was a very hard choice for you. But I have lived in this house and been your daughter-in-law FPR a long time. I am still wonder why you treated me like that. Is there something I don't have that the rest of other wives have?
Haha, I am so surprised when you asked me that question, 'cause you didn't have the right to do that. But I will answer you because I don't want to see some ridiculous and funny story here. You know, I have three handsome and fantastic sons, and 2 out of the 3 have really excellent wives that they brought into my family. They all wear really expensive brand of clothes and have graduated famous universities. Also, their family is very rich that they can give them an apartment before they got married. But, look at you, see what you have? Nothing. I even have to buy a house for you and my son.
Mom, why can you decide to hate or love someone rely on their price of clothes? I just have never been the one who put all my money into what I wear. I guess the house my dad gave me is pretty simple compared to other house, but it has the good location that we can sell some agricultural products. And our business run excellent. Why don't you accept that?
What's even worse, agriculture. This is 4.0 era, you know. Why can you sell that? It can be compared to the job of my 2 great daughter-in-law. the lawyer and a doctor. You just a seller and you even haven't graduated. I know that your dad is a farmer. I'm sure he doesn't have a sense of culture or make enough money to be considered worthwhile in our world. I guess that he even doesn't know how to use a phone. That's funny to say to you.
Mom, why can you say that? It's true that my dad is farmer, but he is really a fantastic man. You can't talk about my dad with that unrespect words. My father works from the early morning to the late night, and he did that to help me and all of my sister were able to go to college. Even now, he is still working hard to make sure that my mom gets to go on all those dream vacations she's been wanting. I am not burst or flex anything, but it's the truth. I am so sad if you say those words about my dad. I know that you can evaluate by your opinion, but my father is a farmer. That job is not really bad at all. You shouldn't view a job in that way. I respect you, so please show me that you done that with my father either. My dad have a dream to manufacture agricultural products for the hunger. That's beautiful dream and he did it. He's a hero in my mind. He love trees, love the natural and love helping other. So he done that job.
So you think you can call yourself a good wife like the rest of them because your dad is a good man? Haha, sweetie, please don't think that anymore. You crack me up. You lack all of the good qualities that the RST of my family has. You know that we are all teacher, doctor, or police, lawyer, which is a very precious job. Not like you and your family. That's because why I don't like you when my son taking you to our home at the first meeting. You have the look or poor people, and you even don't have any luxury clothes. You were like a 90 years old people. What's unashamed?
Are you saying all of this because of something rude that I said to you before? Mom, I tried my best to kind to you and look up to you like my parents. Why you still treated me like this?
That has nothing to do with this. We're talking about your lack of wealth.
But Mom, why can you just look at a person by their money and social standard?
I can smell your lack of money from a mile away, and it's atrocious. I could smell you even if you use some luxury perfume or wear something expensive. You still look like a poor people. I can't understand why my son can love you and begged for accepting you. Although I agreed for two of you to marry, but it's not mean that I accept you and treat you like other. You have such boring history with your family that makes nasty smell impossible to get rid of.
I'm still not seeing the problem with what my family is like though.
Then let me spell it out to you, idiot. You are an embarrassment to my family. The way you smell, the way you dress indicate the fact that you didn't come from wealth. And the job you do is not contained in this family tradition. We need a wife who has knowledge. I don't know why my son chose you. All of his sons have great wives, so what made him think that the rock like you was a gem? So confused.
I chose Mark because he is kind and have good quality. He is a down-to-earth type of person. He even told me he dreams about the normal life with the peaceful in the paddy field and some castle. He couldn't stand all the snobby people you'd hang out with, and he didn't want to live with that for the rest of his life. He too tired to always care about money and social standard. And I am the one who can heal him and help him feel better and chill. But I'm not saying that the others are worse off. All the other wives in this family are amazing to be around as well, but everyone is really kind, and they all were nice enough to get close to me. Even with me, I am just a normal girl. I think the reason is we have the same moral standard. Also, all of Mark's brothers fell really far from the tress as they don't come at me with all of these negative comments.
So confused. You blame all to me. Haha, now I know your real face. Making accusations like that will start a lot of unneeded drama, you know. And then things will really have to get personal between the two of us.
Mom, but you're the only one that's heckling me over things like money and looks. Honestly, I don't mind getting berated by those complain from you, but you've even started roping my daughter into it. I can't see it anymore, and today I decide to tell with you. You treat all the grandkid in this family with respect. Show why does my daughter have to be the one that is harassed by you? What did she ever do to you? It's not equal. On Tet holiday, you giving all other grandkid lucky money with the money inside is about $10, but you giving my kid only $1? And when she knew that, she asked me why hers is different from other sibling. She asked me if you hate her so you don't want to behave well with her. I'm so sad and feel sorry for the hurt she has gone through when she's still a kid.
I do that because she looks exactly like you. I have no reason to love and take care of her because all of my other granddaughters is great. And I don't have reason to think of her because she reminds me of the trash person that given birth to her, haha.
Please, don't single her out like that. Do you not realize that a lot of people of the family notices that you're harassing her by treating her worse than the other's kid? How ruthless you are with her. Anytime she is having fun, it's ruined by how you treat her. I'm really tired of seeing this bad things happen to her and I'd like to stop it.
What make you think you can talk to me like that? I am right to say about you. The unknowledgeable who has low social standard. You're too poor for me to stay here and have a conversation with me.
But I have to protect myself and also my daughter. If I see you messing with her again, I'm going to start getting the men involved. Mom, please show me that you're kind and let me respect you.
So what will they be able to do against the queen of this family? They are all my baby son, so they would never lay a finger on me. Of course they would never give you a hand and protect a person like you. But as for you, I'm sure I could get them to turn on you. All I'd have to say is that their mother needs help and they'd be on you like dogs, lol. If you and your daughter were never around though, my family could have the peace we deserve. So please get out of my sight, the two of you. How hard you tried will never change your person. You can't look elegant. I distaste the two of you.
Mom, I just want to solve our problem. I'm not doing this as a way of making an enemy of you. I am doing this because I want us all to become one big happy family. Please don't think that I am starting a fight with you. Because that's not at all what I want from this. I just want you to know to respect me and also love my daughter for what she deserves.
Haha, why the conversation with you is so funny. You think you can change the way I think of you by acting as thought you both could really become a true member of this family? There will never be a day that I see you as my family, and the sooner you start to realize that, the sooner the rest of us can enjoy life.
Mom, are you okay with taking care of all those 4 children? The trip to Texas is quite long and far that I want to help you something to prepare the food or clothes for the kid. The kid's running around. Do you really think you can deal with them by yourself?
What? I am sure that you're just jealous of the fact that you weren't invited and won't be able to see what a real amusement park look like. Anyway, I'm already retired, so I have the time to take all of my grandchildren to that park. And also, I heard that you decide to drive a car. Are you sure? I don't nest to hear any more from you. I have all the experience I needed. The only kid I'm worried about is the one that was born into a poor mother's family. It'd be much better if she were just to run off, but lol.
You don't need to worry about her. She is very good with staying calm and not straying from the adults.
I couldn't have sworn she looked and acted just as poor person like you.
I am so thankful that you are willing to take my daughter with you, but please do outdo yourself here.
I don't need you worrying about me. I'm more worried having to think that some loser like you is thinking about me, lol. I want to use this trip as a good way of letting all the kids make great memories with their loving grandma.
Yes, like I said, I'm really thankful of what you did.
Hearing that some worthless wife is thankful for me is almost the same as not hearing anyone say thank you in the first place. If you want to thank me, you should become a better daughter-in-law for me. Oh, Jessie, I'm hooped. But luckily, I was able to make all sorts of great memories.
Thank you again, Mom. I'm glad you made it out okay. So when will you bring my daughter to my home? Or did I need to go there and pick her up?
Oh my God! I think I forgot her at the park.
What? Why you take all the other daughter to home safe but not my daughter? Where is she now? Oh, she's here. She's walking to my home. She came back sighing that she had a ton of fun at the theme park.
What? How can it happen? But I make sure that I leave her before we left.
Make sure to?
Oops, I meant I forgot her there.
Mom, tell me the truth. Why you trying to leave her there?
I just have mistyped something.
Before you left, did you make sure to get head count of all the kids?
No, they got in the car by themselves.
Since you said you made sure to leave someone there, and it turned out to be my daughter. I have to get to the bottom of this.
What I just said was a huge mistake, that's all.
What'll happen if they get kidnapped or caught up in some accidents? I just received a reply from the oldest son's wife. She said that her son hasn't come home yet.
What? Maybe I lost her in the way she back home.
Now, she is getting her husband to come home and they are all going to start searching the neighborhood for her.
I'll head over to her house as well.
I'm going to let all of the others members in this family know about this as well.
It started to dark. How has everything been coming along? Were they able to find my lost grandkid?
All of the men came back to the park and start researching. Mom, today, my daughter and the lost kid have wearing the same clothes. You pretend to left my daughter, but you have made this mistaken, right?
I never meant to let anyone become a lost child. I'm sure that someone will find her. And then take her to the police center. Don't be worried.
Well, just a bit ago, the staff was asking people around the park if they've seen a lost boy. And one of the taxi drivers outside the park said they saw someone just like him. Everyone is worried that she may have been kidnapped. When the older brother family heard that, they both fell to the floor crying and yelling.
I will go there to see them.
If you came right now, I have no clue what they will do after hearing about how you left her son behind on purpose.
I know that, so I want to take the blame and start helping in the search.
What would you think will happen if you left a kid behind? Why you can do that with your grandkid?
I want to do that with your daughter, because you're too rude to me. I thought this could be my chance to make you feel a little pain after all the complaining you did to me.
Mom, I can stand why you did that. If it end up that you laughed my daughter there, things would only get a lot worse between us.
Everything about this is just hideous.
Mom, with the way you've been acting, it doesn't seem you got the best education back in your day.
I was a foster child, you know.
So your parents taught you to discriminate your grandkid to make their mom hurted.
Shut the hell up.
I truly want to get close to you before cause I thought that you have some reason of hating me. But after I knew all the truth, I can stand anymore. I will told my husband and also the whole family about what you've done. All the family members decided to stay far from you from now on. My husband and other tends to do it too.
Why? Don't treat me. Are they seriously to cut ties with me?
To be honest, most of us won't even let you see our kids again. And that's not just coming from me, we all feel the same about you. Sorry, but you have to learn the lesson. When I see your effort, I can change my mind and tell it to everyone. From now on, I won't visit your home anymore. Thank you, Mom.
But.
Mom was her getting cast out from our family, and not only cast out, but everyone deleted all the contact information they had with her as well as blocked her and made sure she stayed far away from their houses. Not a single person sided with her, and everyone is saying that she got what was coming for her. My husband had gotten really close to his older brothers now. My daughter has also started to go out with her cousins more often than before. To me, this is like the dream I had always been wishing would come true, seeing my family grow.
Why you're still at the company? Do you not realize you were fired? You still have the nerve to come to work today? You are incompetent. I couldn't trust you with anything.
Do you know what incompetent really means? I'm terribly sorry about that. I needed to leave the handover documents on your desk. But things were running late yesterday. With the amount of information, it took a bit longer than I expected. So again, I apologize that I had to come in today to deliver that. Were you able to check that all the documents were in order?
Yeah, I saw them. I put them straight in the shredder too.
What? Are you serious?
Do you really think I can trust you to make anything legible? You're so incompetent that the best I can hope for is a 4th grade level explanation. But this time it was even worse than that. Did you actually expect us to use your documents that you prepared? If you can call that preparing. Believe me, I did myself a favor by throwing what you submitted into the trash. We'll have to do everything over now.
But how are you going to take over for me this month if you have no idea what's going on? Those documents detailed everything right up to the last week I was working at this company. All the names of my customers' contact information. Why would you dispose of important information like that?
So now you think you can just tell me what to do? Like I said, I'm not going to refer to your sketchy information. You've really got some balls talking all big and saying I made a mistake. Don't worry about me interacting with your customers. I'm going to do a far better job with them than you. I can tell already I'm better off going about and building new relationships with all the clients. It's not like they like you anyway.
Is that so?
Yeah, and what about the apology email if you really had so much time to come to the office today? The least you could have done is write that.
Apology email? And what exactly would that be for?
An important client called me out for mistakes on documents that you were supposed to check. Don't tell me you forgot about those. Remember our deal with Big C Corp? There were mistakes all over those reports that they noticed, and now we're in deep.
Hold on. Weren't those supposed to be your reports? You were the one responsible for everything related to Big C Corp?
You really don't get it, Harry. You were working as my subordinate. Your job was to check my work as well as yours. You were unable to do that, and the customer called me out for it. Can't you see I took the blame for you here? If you had just checked the report, we wouldn't be in this mess.
In all honesty, I just can't agree with you here. You're saying that a junior employee is responsible for checking his superior's work for mistakes. Maybe I'm missing something. But the last I heard was that the superior is usually the one checking the subordinate's work. Isn't that commonplace?
You will need to watch how you're talking to your superior, Harry. I'm the one who makes the decisions of what exactly my workers are responsible for. You thought that all subordinates just decided their own tasks? Can you imagine that? An office run by incompetents like yourself.
I'm already going to be leaving this company, so just let me say my piece. I'm sure you would allow me to do that. At least I believe that you have no right to place responsibility on me for mistakes that happen based on your work. I was never told to check documents related to that customer. And now you're suddenly blaming me for it? Are you out of mind?
You cannot talk to your superior like that. Watch your mouth. I'm getting tired of having to explain every little rule and intricacy of this position. These are all things you should know. But apparently you're too incompetent to realize your role in all of this. But now it's too late.
I held back from saying this for all the time I've worked at this company. But now that I'm leaving, I can finally speak honestly. You cannot be blaming whoever works under you for errors in your work. You were the manager here. You need to take responsibility for yourself. It's ridiculous putting the blame on a younger worker. I feel terrible for whoever is going to be working under you next. Your management style is a joke.
Hey! Stop that! Just because I fired you, it doesn't mean I have to listen to you blabber on and on. Whoever the next person is that I have to manage. As long as they're more competent than you, they'll be in good shape. And the only one you should be feeling sorry for is me. I had to deal with your lazy this whole time. Thank God you're finally out of here.
What I'm saying is the truth, Tim. If you really think about it, you blame your subordinates for everything that goes wrong at this company. Whether it's your own errors on your own documents or annoying office jobs and paperwork. You throw it all to the person who works under you. Oh, and what about the fudging of company expenses? You've been writing off everything, haven't you?
Our company expenses are settled by myself and the other managers fair and square. Do you know you could get into big legal trouble for accusing a business of fudging expenses? That's a big claim to make from such a little man like you.
I have written proof, Tim. It's on the expense reports. Your weekly drinks with the other managers, putting up your family in hotels when they're in town, and even going to strip clubs with customers. All of that is written off as company expenses, isn't it? That's probably why that area of the budget is always in the red.
Can't say I know anything about that. Besides, what's the problem with having meetings out of the office after work? We even invited you to a couple of those meetings. Don't you remember?
You call that a meeting? We just kept ordering pitches of beer and back-talking upper management. How is that productive in any way? Legality states that company expenses can be used for office gatherings. But what you used it for was far different. You went to the nightclub 17 times. And all on the company's dime.
Let me tell you a little something, Harry. When you're a manager, you need to do certain things for the company to succeed. You need to keep clients happy, keep the sale up. There's clear reasons to all of these things which you clearly don't get.
It seems like you clearly aren't taking the responsibility for this either. Not that I'm surprised at all. I even saw some gifts for customers being written on the expense report, when it was clearly things that you bought for yourself. Potato, chips, bottles of soda. Do those sound much like gifts for customer? I'd like to hear how you explain that.
Well, I did buy those with the idea of giving them to customers, but just never ended up doing so. I've got clients who love that kind of stuff. I just wasn't able to make it to them in time, so I ate them myself. Another perk of being a manager, I guess.
But you didn't bother to correct the expense report. Don't you realize you could get into real trouble for this kind of stuff?
God, I'm getting tired of hearing all your false accusations. Everything is within the rules. You're just a low-ranking employee. You wouldn't know what it really takes to run a company. And that's why you're getting fired.
I'm gonna say it once more, Tim. Do you realize that these things could seriously compromise your business moving forward? Do you realize that discussing business over enchiladas with my close work colleague is considered legal ground for a meeting in almost any company?
Stop before you embarrass yourself. By the way, any luck on finding your next job? It shouldn't be hard for such a shining example of an employee like yourself.
Well, I'll make that all then. As for my next position, I'll be fine. Things will fall into place. I planned to work at this company for longer, but it didn't work out. Honestly, I had real pride in serving my customers here and I believed in the product. I guess it just wasn't meant to be.
You had real pride? In that case, why didn't you actually try to do a good job? All I heard from your customers were bad reviews.
That's not true at all. I built relationships with all of my clients, one by one. I was able to deliver them excellent service, and I stand by that. And all of those contact details were listed in the handover materials that I prepared. However, you deemed those as unacceptable.
I believe that incompetent was the word that I used. I'll make by just fine without that garbage that you prepared. Aren't you fired? Why are you still coming to the office? Just leave here and don't contact me again. I don't need your information or anything, just leave. What did you say to them? I'm serious, but I hear that you've divulged company information to any of our clients. You're gonna be in big legal trouble.
Hey, Tim! I didn't think I'd be hearing from you again. Is there something you wanted to discuss with me?
There certainly is. I just went to meet with one of your previous clients. Mrs. David.
Oh yes. How is he doing?
Not well, apparently. After he heard that you had left the company, he canceled his contract with us. You must have made some kind of side arrangement with him or something.
Side agreement? Are you being serious? Maybe he just appreciated the service I gave him during my time there. And he was disappointed that I was gone, I guess. We did build up quite a good relationship.
No way. That can't be it. You must have done some things. Come on, spit it out.
I really only did my job the best that I possibly could. If you're really suspicious of anything, all of the meeting notes are in the handover report that I left you. But you disposed of that, didn't you?
Just tell me. Was it something I said? What made him cancel the contract?
Actually, there was one thing. I'm pretty sure that Mr. David wasn't a big fan of you.
Are you saying that he didn't like me?
Yeah.
But for what reason would that be?
I think it might have been the way you're always blaming your mistakes on younger employees. Clients can see that. It's not just something that you and the employees themselves notice.
How would clients find out about that? You must have been the one to tell them, right?
That's company information. Never am I smart enough not to do something like that.
Then how did this happen?
Well, remember how you would call me when you noticed a mistake? You'd always be yelling right into the phone. Of course, customers can hear that.
You're supposed to make those kind of calls on the low, Harry. What were you thinking doing that in front of your boss?
I did try to hide the fact that my boss was calling me out over the phone. But they noticed nonetheless. I guess they just sensed that something was off between me and my boss when they heard the way we talked on the phone. They weren't wrong. And they all knew that it was you who was my boss. That's no secret.
That's why you don't let on about any of this stuff. Don't you know that's just common sense in a company? You shouldn't let clients sense that anything's off.
Frankly, I tried. It's just...
What?
My clients knew how hard I worked and really couldn't see where I was going wrong. So I guess they just figured that it was you after all.
How you became friend with these customers? That it made me look like some kind of bad guy. Like you do realize they are customers, right? They're not your friends as much as you might think. The only reason the customers got such a negative image of me must have been because of the way you were talking about me. What did you tell them?
I didn't tell them anything. They could see it in plain sight. Me having to apologize for mistakes that were clearly on you. The look on my face after getting off the phone with you. They could just tell.
No, I ain't buying that. You definitely said something you didn't need to. But I bet you were just bad-mouthing me when you met them.
Listen, I did go to greet them one last time. And told them that I had been fired from the company. I also mentioned that my boss, you, would take over for me. Then I mentioned the handover documents and that all further business would be handled by you.
That's it. Idiot. You were supposed to give me information about each client verbally, in person. You can't just write all that confidential information in some report. God, that must have been it. Because of your stupid decision not to fill me in on all the client's preferences and whatnot. I didn't know how to approach them. This could have been avoided.
What are you talking about, Tim? I'm really certain that I'm not the one acting idiotic in this situation. I wrote information about each client in detail and made every point clear. so that you wouldn't have to spend hours and hours going over it. Why in the world wouldn't you look at that?
Enough. It's too late. You set this up so that the client hated me. That led to our company losing a valued customer. So how are you going to make up for this?
I am afraid it's out of my hands now. Well, I guess I could just tell you.
Tell me what?
I guess Mr. David might have gotten a bad impression of you when I told him everything that happened. I said I was fired by my terrible boss.
What did you say? You actually said that?
Well, I may have made it a bit more colorful in the way I described it. But I was telling the truth. Never listening to what other employees have to say, spending company funds on your own. Private expenses, throwing responsibility on those under you. You're the definition of a terrible boss.
What?
I might have mentioned that they may want to think about canceling their contract to avoid having to deal with an idiot like you. They also didn't appreciate the way I was laid off with no prior notice.
I can't believe this. You must have bribed them or something. Why would they just believe everything a lower-ranked employee like you say?
Unlike you, I don't take part in shady business money exchanges. The reason they believed me was I built trust with them. I followed up whenever there was a problem and tried to work towards solutions together. They appreciated that hard work.
Just by doing that, you won them over? There must be something you're not letting on.
You could learn from them. I'm sure if you asked them why they appreciated my service, they would give you some pointers too.
You really are nuts, Harry. A little favoritism from customers and suddenly you're some kind of people-pleasing customer expert? You're unemployed now.
Oh, about that. Just before this, I got an interesting call from Mr. Harold. He was surprised that I had been fired. He wanted me to be happy to discuss a possible return to the company.
A return to the company?
Yes,
How is that possible?
I fired you. I wouldn't act so surprised just yet. He also told me that you'll be getting demoted.
What? Are you kidding me?
It seems Mr. Harold got in touch with some of the customers and heard some unfavorable reviews of the job you were doing. Not to mention a lot of customers were livid when they heard that my job was being taken over by you.
So you're taking over my job? What's going on?
Not so fast, Tim. I also took the liberty of telling Mr. Harold about the expense reports that I'd gone through. Needless to say, he was less than pleased. Outraged even.
Oh my God. How could you be so stupid?
I think you learned a valuable lesson through this whole thing. You might want to look in the mirror before you label someone else as incompetent. So now, facing your consequence you create. Have fun. Tim was contacted by the company and grilled on the shady business expenses. With receipts as proof to show that he'd really been using company funds for personal expenses. He was promptly fired from his role as manager. The company had no choice but to take Tim to court. He was charged with unlawful use of company expenses and forced to pay back every cent. Finally, I am unjustly fired from the company. I am able to contact and get back the customers. My workplace now is better than ever.
Oh my God. Taylor, I was made aware of the company's gratitude letter you got. I must admit that I was somewhat shocked that they would single you out for that. Not to mention the accompanying gift voucher. That resentful.
Hello, Keelan. I must admit, I had the same level of astonishment as you did. I never anticipated receiving such a gift from the firm. Additionally, the spa gift card was a really lovely surprise. Personally, I enjoy getting a hot stone massage occasionally.
You're keeping the office spotless, so I guess it's not so horrible to be the cleaner if benefits like these are involved, huh? It ultimately justifies cleaning all those restrooms, doesn't it?
When the business stated that it would be recognizing me, I felt a little ashamed, but I'm still grateful for it. Particularly since I had to accept the prize in front of everyone. I truly struggle in such kinds of situations because I never know how to respond. However, Keelan, just because I have something doesn't mean I'm going to slag off right away. You got it, right?
Well. Just be careful not to overdo it. You don't have to be overjoyed, it's simply a little note of thanks. I assume folks your age are more enthusiastic about unimportant details like this. That describes my elder aunt as well.
Although I wouldn't describe it as insignificant, I don't believe it's anything really noteworthy. I suppose the business just thought it would be great to do it. Anyhow, we don't have to discuss it if it upsets you.
Okay, but it's obvious that you're loving the topic. Tell me more about your achievements, please.
Huh? Wait, what?
Furthermore, I wish you will refrain from sending snarky smiley faces. I am aware that you are only attempting to irritate me. Well, in a way, it's working.
Okay, I guess I won't need to send any smileys. I apologize for it. I had no idea you would think that way. Just one thing, though. What do you mean by getting carried away, specifically? I'm not sure whether it has to do with my age, but I think I may have been a little too thrilled when I received the award in front of everyone.
A lot too. Thrilled, to put it mildly. Basically, you couldn't help but smile. Don't you think that, given the situation, is a little odd? I'm rather confident that I wouldn't respond in that way. It's only a small, pointless prize, after all. When they obtain something like that, young people frequently act coolly. Anyway, I would definitely take such action. Simply consider them, then move on. At the corporate meeting, I just felt it was old-fashioned of you to get all worked up. Just that.
What's my age got to do with anything, Keelan? I don't understand why you seem to be so interested in that aspect of this. In addition, I didn't think it was that big of a concern. When I got it, I even noticed you clapping along with everyone else. I was really pleased to get it, therefore I don't see how that would be an issue.
Yes, I was only clapping in compliance with social convention. I was actually laughing so hard inside. I was simply thinking, what a smug grin this lady has. Does she not realize that this is merely a pointless award that is given to everyone? It's sort of humiliating, to be honest.
Oh, I had no clue that's how you actually felt. I apologize if I seem to be bothering you. That was completely unintended.
Well, it's fairly clear, really. Don't you notice how people respond when they see you laughing and grinning at everything? It affects individuals negatively when it does so. I think it could be a good idea to tone down your emotions if you don't want to irritate folks.
Wow, Keelan, I had no clue you felt this way. I'm positive I can make progress in this area. But wait a minute. Is it really that important to have a thank you letter from the business? Or are you simply annoyed by my response to it? I apologize, but I'm not really sure why you're so angry with me.
You simply appear so happy to get anything like that from the business. You're going to boast about this to everyone, I can just imagine it now. Should you know that the business commended me for my cleaning abilities? They'll then comment, wow, that's amazing, good for you. You will then respond, I know, isn't it great? Tired of your words. Oh my god, I'm not looking forward to you talking about this at the office every day from now on.
Huh? I just told you, didn't I? I'm not really proud of this at all. I am aware that the corporation is only showing their goodwill.
Honestly, huh? Can you then explain to me why you were grinning widely when they called your name? Remember how you continued to express gratitude to everyone? They all approached you and congratulated you individually. You must have enjoyed that a lot. You simply can't get enough of all this interest, right? That you don't understand it doesn't really surprise me. It's just one of those things you do unconsciously, in my opinion. I suppose.
Why do you say that? None of it, in my opinion, is accurate. Why are you taking offense to everything so much? It feels incredibly out of place. I apologize if I offended you in any way, however, I had no intention of doing so.
That you don't understand it doesn't really surprise me. It's just one of those things you do unconsciously, in my opinion. I suppose LOL. Anyway, I don't need to hear about all your wonderful efforts on behalf of the workplace. That's all you are, a cleaner. You don't own any further skills, do you? You can't possibly perform the intricate sales work I'm performing. That calls for a lot more skill. I suppose we can get along just fine if you tidy up and keep quiet.
Huh? Be silent? Perhaps not talking at all?
Yes, as long as you remain silent and there isn't any unnecessary hoopla, I won't have any issues. That is how the office ought to be set up.
Oh. You must feel that way then, huh? I was clueless. I think I'm just a little taken aback. You know, you've always been courteous to me at work. At least the few occasions I've encountered. I'm simply curious as to why there has been such a fast change.
The one thing you need to know about me, Taylor, is that I'm frank with you. I dislike playing around. Since I'm sincere, it doesn't matter whether it offends you. You ought to have developed thick skin by this age. That is what 55 years on this planet will do to you. Since it's best to avoid skirting certain subjects, I always make sure to write down what comes to mind. Do you not believe that is the greatest method to resolve a dispute?
Conflict? Is there a dispute going on here? That's news to me, though. I'm not sure whether I completely concur with you there. We have to maintain a certain standard of civility and politeness. In actuality, this organization keeps its employees to a very high degree of mutual respect. Up to this point, you performed the same thing. Do you at least concur that treating people with respect is important?
Oh, yes. 100%. You're only a cleaning lady, though. Do you mean to suggest that I should treat the cleaning woman like our most valuable client? Obviously not.
Keelan, I'm not sure about it. Obviously, I disagree.
Exactly, whatever. Oh, but I did want to mention how out of control this corporation is. You did receive a note of appreciation this time along with a gift card for your cleaning, right? Next, what? Will Ben be rewarded for his clever joke? Lay is going to receive one for producing a copy? Until everyone gets one, they will just continue passing them out left, right, and center. Where is the relevance of that, please? They won't be as wonderful if we just give them to individuals who don't really deserve them. That's what I want to stay away from.
As I already stated, it isn't really significant to me. Just keep doing it, I say. I won't make any changes to the way I perform my duties, and I'll keep giving it my all.
Oh, you're so upbeat about everything. You continue to say, I'm going to do my best, even after I pointed out how useless the work you're doing is. Huh. Are you trying to win me over, Taylor? Sorry, but no amount of garbage removal or floor sweeping will ever impress me.
I'm not sure what to say at all. I'm not doing like that.
Listen, you need to be aware of your specific position in this whole situation, Taylor. You take care of the cleaning, which we could just as easily contract out to a cleaning service. I'd argue that at this time, your position is entirely replaceable. You're a waste of space for this business, Taylor. Aren't you aware of that?
I am. A waste of space? Are you certain of that?
We all in sales, however, go out almost every day to steal consumers, lock down sales, and bring in astronomical profits for our business. We put forth a lot of effort to make our business successful. Then there is you, the shabby office cleaner in your middle age. Which do you believe is more valuable to the business? Huh?
I appreciate all you do for the firm and your guidance, so thank you.
What do you mean by it, by the way? Even so, do you comprehend what I'm saying to you?
We genuinely appreciate what you and the rest of the sales crew are doing. I was just being honest. However, don't you think it's a bit unfair to imply that the cleaning crew is less important than the sales representatives? I believe that maintaining the smooth operation of this business requires the cooperation of all employees. The entire organization, from the CEO to the mailroom workers and everyone in between. I truly apologize if I offended you. I'm hoping we can resolve this.
Oh my god, here it is once more. One of those pointless smileys. To whom do you believe you are speaking? Honestly? Do you believe you can just send me any message, no matter how little, as if I were your best friend because you are old? While I am aware that aging affects the mind, I was unaware that it may also radically alter one's thinking.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I just considered trying to make our talk more lighthearted, but that doesn't seem feasible, does it? Maybe it's simply that today is a poor day, I guess. Did I misjudge the day I caught you?
Hey! What does that even mean? Do you mean to suggest that I did something wrong? You are to blame for my current state of affairs. It's entirely your fault.
Okay. Anyhow, my break is about to finish, so I should return to work. I appreciate your online message.
Anytime. Because you're constantly alone, I thought you may appreciate me reaching out to you. The young, attractive girl is conversing with the lonely, elderly office cleaner. This may be a TV show of some sort.
Not to worry. I'm not at all alone. I really appreciate you considering me, though. I really thank you for that.
You see, the more you do to keep the office tidy, the more easily our actual, crucial job can proceed. Oh, I remember now. In the bathroom, I saw that one of the lights was out. Would you please change that? I'd appreciate it if you did that since without the light, it's a little dreary in there. Slice, slice. Thanks.
Oh, okay. I'll begin immediately.
Hey Taylor, observe. You're out of control by far. Just do your darn housework instead of grinning and laughing all the time, please. You must pay attention to your task. Both for me and the entire sales crew, it is quite distracting.
Oh, have I done anything to annoy you? Simply attempting to strike up a discussion with some of our staff. Do you agree that it adds to the enjoyable mood a little bit?
I'm sorry, but I disagree. You and I think differently. I'm a sales executive while you're a cleaner, therefore we're really on separate planes, lady. You should just carry out your duties without talking too much. Nobody should have to listen to that talk every day. Okay?
Okay, I get it. I was just summoned into the sales department to pick up some spilt drinks. I only considered asking them how things was going. However, it's obvious that it's only a diversion for you, so I'll be careful not to do that.
It's more than simply a diversion. It may cause a significant issue. What if we in sales or marketing did it as well? Imagine if we simply talked non-stop for the entire day. There would be no progress. Similar to you. You look horrible for every second you spend talking and not cleaning. Not to mention, it harms the reputation of our business. That's on you, too.
If I'm not incorrect, I always encounter a really welcoming staff when I visit the sales department. I'll be honest, when they start chatting to me, I'm simply cleaning. I always appreciate it when they inquire about my well-being or briefly discuss what they're working on. That type of discussion isn't always bad, is it?
It truly amazes me that you are unaware of what a complete waste of time it is. You don't have to talk to them forever, even if they do start talking to you. And why on earth are you criticizing the salespeople for approaching you first? What sort of pathetic justification is that? Are you genuinely so dim-witted to fail to see your own mistakes? Taylor, what precisely are you contemplating? Evidently not much at all.
Keelan. I've observed that you've kind of changed after I received the letter from the business thanking me for my cleaning job. You used to greet me like everyone else in the office and be completely polite to me. Now it appears that you and I are having some sort of issue, and I have no idea why.
How should I put this? Every time I see you in the workplace, my blood immediately starts to boil. In reality, it's inexplicable. We are basically the antithesis of each other. I believe I only now became aware of the significant friction. Additionally, it's sort of how I manage stress.
Oh, do you feel that way? Okay, I guess I can simply accept that you and I don't get along, but what do you mean this is your stress management strategy? So your stress is the cause of your harsh texts to me, right?
Fundamentally. Who else am I going to use as a dummy for myself? The only person who actually makes sense is you.
Not a very pleasant thing to say, that. You do realize how much you wounded me by doing that, right?
Oh, dear, I was unaware of your true level of sensitivity. I advise you to look for another job if it's too much for you. Other offices undoubtedly require cleaning staff to clean their restrooms as well. Ha ha.
Keelan, this is out of control. I won't leave my career only because of you.
Okay, at least be quiet and focus on your work if you're not going to work for a different firm. Got it? I don't want to hear your grating small chat any longer.
That's okay, I get it.
Taylor, hello! How did you find today's work?
Why would you do that, Keelan? You've gone much too far with this.
What could you possibly be talking about?
You can't recall your actions, do you? Are you serious?
Of course, I can recall. I'm not as dumb as you are.
Why would you act in such a manner? Taylor, you really went too far this time.
Oh, Taylor, hurry up. You understand I couldn't allow you to attend our company's 12th anniversary celebration. For our organization, it was a really unique event, therefore I wanted to make sure everyone present was deserving of it. Do you understand that? Can't you understand how a cleaning woman could not be the most welcome at such a significant event?
Worthy? How would you define worthy? I belong to this organization. I had a right to be at the party, regardless of whether I work as a cleaner or are in sales like you are. You should feel ashamed of what you did since you had no right to do that.
Yes, indeed. Taylor, let's go on. You may express all of your resentment. Nothing will change as a result of it. I'm not ashamed of anything, either. I made the proper decision, and I'm confident the other partygoers were appreciative as well.
Let's be honest, Taylor. What the hell is happening? Since receiving that letter of praise from the business, all I've encountered from you is disrespect. You've been treating me unfairly, in my opinion. No one else in the workplace is experiencing it, either. Really, it's just you. Tell me, what in the world did I do to you to cause you to treat me with such ruthlessness?
You truly believe that you can just pretend to be in charge, huh? Don't you realize that because of my sales obligations, I'm 10 times busier than you? I don't have time for your tedious small chat, silly positive outlook, or ridiculous housekeeping chores. Simply perform them alone and without speaking. Also, stop requesting responses from me. I'm a sales associate, and you work as a cleaner. A low class like you don't have to answer me.
What? Low class? Wow, Keelan, you really need to watch how you speak to others. Your superior at this firm is me. Before you ever joined, I did. Please treat me with respect.
You don't truly understand where each of us fits into the hierarchy, do you? It's actually very funny. Just put the party incident behind you. That's it. Go weep on your bed or whatever at home. Ha ha.
I won't be doing that, I assure you. After the disastrous party, the vice president of the firm paid me a visit.
Oh, right? Lana, the company's VIP, visited your home. Lana visiting your home would be like a monarch going to see one of his peasants in the hamlet. It just doesn't happen. God alone is aware.
Our vice president came to my residence to express his regret for the situation you started.
Oh my goodness, you're still bringing up that. You sure do hold grudges, don't you? The VIP would only do it for someone incredibly important, like, say, the president, which is another reason I know your tale is false. Ben has always been distant from me and is usually quite critical of us in meetings if we don't fulfill our goals. So, doing something like that is really out of character for him.
I don't want to criticize our vice president in this. In fact, I want to emphasize how considerate he has always been with me. Of course, he is also a dedicated businessman. I have to be honest, Becca. Your way of thinking is so naive that when I try to argue with you, I feel ashamed. Whatever I say, you constantly respond with some stupid, disparaging comment. Really unfortunate.
Am I being silly? Are you serious? So, if I don't believe what makes sense rationally, I'm being childish? That's going too far.
You're good, Keelan. If you believe that the vice president solely has high esteem for the president, I have a query for you. Do you believe that the president is the only one?
Okay, sure. That should be clear, no?
Are you certain?
Okay, the president and his wife, perhaps. Perhaps a few board members? I think that's about all. But because you obviously have no connection to any of them, your story is untrue. Haha.
Oh. I do in fact have a connection to them. I am the wife of the president.
Really?
I'm not kidding. I was present when my spouse founded this business years ago. Given how long you've been employed here, Keelan, I'm amazed you weren't aware of it. You surely heard about it from someone else.
No, it's not possible. Why did I not realize this?
It's unfortunate that you weren't informed sooner. The incident at the party earlier may have been prevented if you had done so. Making a scene and chasing me away, you know. You helped the First Lady miss one of her husband's most significant professional achievements. You should be proud of yourself.
God, oh God. But does everybody else understand? Perhaps we should simply go on and start afresh. You're sure that's okay, Taylor?
In no way. By the way, you should consider what you will say to everyone. They'll be looking for an explanation of how you behaved at the party. You must have a legitimate reason for treating the president's wife so abhorrently, I'm sure of it.
This is really crazy. Why didn't you tell me earlier? If it had been the case, I never would have acted in this manner.
Keelan, it doesn't matter anymore. Too late now. Even if you had no idea who I was, you still owed me respect. I am treated with the utmost respect by almost everyone else in the organization. Like you did, some folks simply assume that I am a typical cleaning lady. It's just common politeness to treat others with at least a certain level of respect, therefore it's not that difficult.
This is excessive. I can't believe my sales career has been flawless up to this point. I am the best at serving all of my clients.
I was required to inform him of everything that occurred a few months ago. You realize this, don't you? Huh? Really, you're going to quit answering? Wow, the chat with the elderly woman seems to have lost some of its importance.
Taylor? Why you can be at our party? How do you take the status of a low-class guy to dare to enter the party? I prepared for everyone.
I am the deputy director and also the wife of the president. You must have heard my name before. You're intentionally insulting me, Nellie. As the director's wife, you're a nerve. I'm sure you'll recognize me at the party in a little while. Hope you see how it fits. I am the president's wife. See, Keelan, this is really life. When individuals are treated poorly, there are actual repercussions. You didn't really believe there wouldn't be repercussions for that, did you? In any case, all I'm asking is that you become ready for what comes next. No one loves a mule that is too stubborn, therefore it would be wise to modify your tune.
Mule? You're the president's wife, what the hell? You are really vile. I was the victim the whole time, how could you do this? You have got to be joking. The wife of the president ought to be so much more refined than this. Look how low you've lowered yourself. Hold it. Halt lecturing me like a little kid. No more. Halt lecturing me like a schoolboy. I won't apologize to you because that's what you have to do for me.
I have reported Keelan's actions and attitudes to Human Resources to review her disregard for others. For the cleaners. They all received disdain from her, and insults should not be. The Human Resources Board decided to quit Keelan because of his snobbish attitude and contempt for others. She cried and begged and tried to contact me to apologize and wanted to stay at the company, but I refused.